Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today is day 7. Okay, Star Citizen has a lot of spaceships and a lot of ship manufacturers. Okay, and today we are looking at Anvil Aerospace. Now they're a large ship manufacturer, and we have a lot of ships and ground vehicles to go through. So we're just gonna get right into it. And the first ship that we're going to take a look at is the Arrow. Okay, the Arrow is the premier light fighter in the game right now. It is very well tuned, and it is a community favorite for PvP and PvE. It's coming in at $75. Now, comparatively, I think this is a very good deal. Okay, $75 compared to a lot of other combat ships that have similar capability, in my opinion, is a good value. Okay, so if you guys want to pick this up, I do recommend it. Now we're going to move right along into the next thing. Okay, and next we have the Ballista. This is the first Atlas platform ground vehicle that we have. It has two pilot-controlled ballistic Gatling guns, and it has torpedoes on the back that a second person can manage. Okay, it's coming in at $145 though. That's kind of expensive in my opinion, but this is a very useful vehicle in situations and events like Jumptown. Now, I do recommend picking the ship up in game because in game it's just so cheap. Okay, again, ground vehicles are so affordable in game, so I usually recommend buying them in game, and $140 is a lot of money. Okay, so moving right along, the next ship that we have is the C8R Pisces. Okay, this is the medical variant of the Pisces. It has a medical bed inside and is used for rapid response. Now, if you're interested in the medical gameplay loop, this is a great starter ship to pick up. It's coming in at $65. In my opinion, that's in the premium starter price range, and that makes it a great deal to get started in this profession overall. All right, moving right along, the next ship that we have is the C8X Expedition. Okay, this version of the Pisces, I believe, has two more weapons hard points on it. It's coming in at $45. Now, this is a pretty good price for a starter ship. Okay, but the problem with this ship is that it doesn't have a bed to log out in. So I do recommend the Drake Cutter over this ship, but it does have two jump seats, so it makes a good transport ship. If you want to take two people over to a station or something, this is a great ship to do that in. All right. Now, moving right along, the next ship that we have here is the Carrack. Okay, this is another community favorite ship for exploration. The Carrack has a ton of features. The Carrack has a garage for a ground vehicle. It has 3 modules on the bottom here that currently are configured as cargo pods. Now, in the future, these cargo pods will be configurable as other modules, but we don't know what those modules are right now. But it also has a lot more amenities. It also has a hangar for a small ship. It has a medical bay that you can respawn in. Okay, it has a cartography deck for exploration. It has a drone room for, future gameplay. Okay, it has a small repair room. It has a lot of amenities inside for the crew. It has a captain's quarters. Okay, it has a pretty good DPS. So the Carrack is a very versatile ship. It's coming in at $600. In my opinion, that is kind of right in the middle where you kind of want it to be. You have the Odyssey at 700 and the Galaxy to a lesser extent. Now, I don't particularly recommend buying this with real money right now, simply because it is the loaner ship for the Galaxy. So if you buy a Galaxy, you will get this as a loaner. And in my opinion, that's a very affordable way to try out a Carrack. Now, in the future, once exploration gameplay comes out, once the Galaxy comes out, if you decide you really love this ship and you have to have it, then you can always upgrade from your Galaxy to this. But yeah, I do recommend just getting the Galaxy. That way you can get this ship for a lot cheaper. Next, moving right along, we have the Centurion. This is another Atlas platform ground vehicle. It has guns. It's meant for anti-air. It has a pilot control gun. It's a very capable ground vehicle. Coming in at $110 though, it's pretty pricey. I do recommend buying this in game. Okay, next we have the Crucible. Okay, this is the second tier up in the repair, refuel, and rearm gameplay loop from the Vulcan that we talked about before. The Vulcan differs from this ship a little bit. It's more kind of solo focus. It has drones that it repair, refuel, and rearms from. This, it has this hangar down here that the ship comes and flies and lands in, and then it gets repaired from there. Kind of like landing pads at stations or outposts. So this is a very large ship. I don't think that this is a bad deal. Now, this gameplay is not currently in yet. This is a concept ship. So if you do want to wait for this ship to come out, that is also a good option in my opinion. But yeah, $350 is not a bad deal. So if you want to pick it up, there you go. Next, we have the F8C Hornet. Okay, this is a great medium fighter. Okay, it has 3 hard points, coming in at $110. In my opinion, that's a pretty good deal. What I really like about the F8C is how configurable it is. You can swap out the size 3 hardpoint on the front here for a gimbal mount that has 2 size 2s on it. You can swap out the storage box in the middle here for a size 5 mount, or a turret that has 2 size 2s on it, I believe, or 2 size 3s. I'm not sure, but this is a very capable medium fighter, and because it's so configurable, you know, you can get a lot more out of it, more bang for your buck, so to say. So I do recommend this ship. It's a very cool ship. Next, we have the Hornet Wildfire. Coming in, it's $175. I do think it's a bit pricey because then, like I said before, the weapons hard points loadout that it has can be configured on the regular F8C. Okay, if you just buy those mounts and those weapons, you can configure that on the regular F8C. So really, this ship is very useful and is very good in game. But if you are interested in getting it, I would say just get the regular F8C and then configure its loadout to have these weapons if you're really interested in that. Then we have the F8C Super Hornet. Okay, this is kind of unique from the regular F8C because it has 2 seats. It has a pilot and a gunner. Now, if you don't have a gunner, you still have control of this turret. It's coming in $185. My opinion, that's kind of pricey, but the gameplay is pretty good with this ship. It's up to you, but I think this is a pretty good ship to buy in game, in my personal opinion. Then we have the F8CR. This is the Hornet Tracker. It has advanced scanning capabilities, the same 3 size 3 hard points. It's a very cool ship, coming in $140. That's not a bad price. If you want to pick it up, that's not a bad idea, but I do recommend buying this in game. Next, we have the F8C Hornet Ghost. Okay, it's coming in at $125. Again, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good price in my personal opinion. It is focused on stealth. Okay, so in my opinion, the stealth gameplay is not too in-depth in Star Citizen right now. We'll have to see what CIG does to kind of improve that. We do have stealth components though, and those stealth components can be equipped in the regular F8C. Now, I don't think you can equip this center stealth component here that the Ghost comes with, but for $125, if you do want to get this, in my opinion, that's not a bad deal. I would say buy it in game if you want to try it out first. Then we have the F8C Lightning. This ship is very cool and a community favorite ship. Now, there's a little bit of drama with this ship because CIG essentially said, this would have a limited sale, and it is being offered again now at IAE. CIG did say it would be available again, but they didn't specify when, so a lot of people assumed that it would only be at after Squadron 42. So the real interesting part about this is that when the ship was originally offered, it was offered in a golden ticket event. So you had to go around and get a golden ticket. And for people who did that, they had two options. If they got that golden ticket, they could buy it for War Bond, and that came with lifetime insurance, or they could buy it with store credit, and that came with 6 months of insurance. Now, for individuals who got the golden ticket, they rented it, they flew it around, they decided that they didn't want it then and there. Now they have another opportunity to pick one up, and they can pick one up with store credit, and they will get 10 years of insurance. Okay, so some members of the community are kind of upset that the IAE version has 10 years of insurance and the golden ticket event version only had 6 months of insurance. Now some people are saying that maybe CIG should upgrade those individuals' insurance. I don't entirely know what CIG is going to do. Right now, I didn't really expect this ship to be available again, but it's coming in at $300. So if you got a golden ticket and you didn't buy one back then, you have another opportunity to. But even if you do miss this opportunity to, you will have the ability to buy this ship in game after completing Squadron 42. Now, again, this is an attractive deal for some people because it might be the only opportunity to get it with 10-year insurance. If CIG makes this ship available again during Fleet Week or IAE next year, I don't know how the community is going to feel about that. I feel like a lot of people would prefer this ship to be more exclusive, but we'll see how that turns out. If you didn't get a golden ticket, this won't be available to you again. This is reserved for golden people who got a golden ticket during that event. So if it is available again, I believe it will only be available again to those individuals. But yeah, I recommend trying out Squadron 42, buying it in game. Okay, $300 is a lot of money. It's a cool ship though. I can see why a lot of people like it. Next is the Gladiator. Okay, this is a two-man fighter bomber ship. It's coming in $165. It's a very cool ship. I don't really see it in game all that often. I don't really see a whole lot of people flying it around, but in my opinion, it's a pretty cool concept for a ship. It is very cool looking. I've never really taken it into combat before, so I don't know how it performs, but I don't hear bad things about it. I just don't see it a lot. Buying it in game, seeing what it's like. You could rent it right now. Just go down to the Anvil exhibit at the convention and rent it. See if it's for you. Next, we have the Hawk. The Hawk is a bounty hunter. It has a prisoner cargo pod storage area in the back. So essentially the gameplay is you go out, you hunt players and NPCs, you capture their body, you put them in the prisoner cargo pod, put it in the ship, and you fly them to a security location. These were kind of showed off, and the currently in game at different space stations, they have a security area, and that's where you'll be able to drop them off. Now, there's another ship in this profession that is a bit cheaper than this, called the that is a variant of the Avenger. That also has prisoner cargo pods, but I do hear good things about the Hawk. I see a lot of people that use this in game. It is a very capable fighter. I do recommend this. I think $100 is not a bad deal for the gameplay that this thing can deliver. But if you want a cheaper option, that Avenger does look like it's a pretty good place to start at. Next, we have the Hurricane. The Hurricane is the kind of premier two-seater heavy fighter in the game. You compare it to ships like the Scorpius, and it kind of goes back and forth between those two ships, kind of which is better. A lot of people like the Hurricane versus the Scorpius because the Scorpius has those large wings that can break off, and then you will lose some weapons. So with the Hurricane, you don't really have that problem. It's coming in at $210, and for a heavy fighter, that is actually a pretty competitive price point. So I do kind of recommend this ship. Now, it's not too expensive in game, so if you don't want to fork out all that much cash, hey, pick it up in game. Again, you know, it is rentable right now if you go down to the convention showroom, so you can try it out for yourself, bring a buddy along, take some missions, see if it's for you. Then we have the Legionnaire. This is the boarding ship in Star Citizen, okay? This can attach to a ship's docking port, and it has jump seats inside for the boarding party to breach the door, either in some kind of hacking gameplay, or maybe they blow the door open and then they go inside and they essentially attack the ship. Now, this is a very specific gameplay loop that I don't know how much better it will be than to just EVA over to the ship that you're trying to attack. But CIG may balance that somehow. Maybe there might be specific armor suits that have more EVA fuel that is designed for boarding parties. But at $120, this is not a bad deal. It's just that, again, this is a concept ship, and that gameplay is not super fleshed out and in the game right now. So I do kind of recommend waiting on this one, but it's a cool ship nonetheless. Then we have the Liberator. This is a very cool ship. Okay, it is a ship transport ship. It has space for two large ground vehicles inside it, like the Tumble Storm and the Tumble Nova. It has 3 landing pads on top, with the landing pad in the front being able to also store a ground vehicle. So you can have essentially 5 ships. You can technically, I think you should be able to fit like smaller snubs on the inside. It also has a lot of cargo. What I really like about this ship is the small crew requirement. I believe it's just a pilot and a gunner that can operate this ship. So if you and a buddy want to go out and transport other people's ships, or you're, a part of an org, it has a lot of jump seats inside. So it can also carry a lot of people that are essentially the crew of the ships that you're transporting. It's coming in at $575. I don't think that's a bad price for what this thing can do. Right now, the current primary ship transport vehicle in the game is the C2. It can transport a lot of vehicles and smaller ships like the Fury series. And that's $400. This is not that much more expensive than that. But that's kind of more mostly a cargo ship. This again can do cargo and transport a decent amount of ships. I don't think 575 is a bad deal. So if you guys want to pick it up, it has my recommendation. Then we have the Spartan. The Spartan is another Atlas platform ground vehicle. It has 8 seats inside to carry troops into the battlefield. It has 2 ballistic Gatling guns that are pilot controlled. It's a cool ground vehicle. It's coming in at $80. Again, that's kind of pricey for a ground vehicle, and it's very cheap in game. So my recommendation is to kind of just pick this up in game. Then we have the Terrapin. Okay, this is a favorite ship of the community. It is Star Citizen's Turtle. It is a scanning and reconnaissance ship. It has a size 2 scanner in there. It's coming in at $220. That's a lot of money, and the gameplay is not entirely in the game right now. It's a cool ship. It has heavy armor, but in my opinion, it's not that expensive in game. In my opinion, I would buy this ship in game and see if you like it. when the gameplay comes out for this ship. And then if you really, if you really enjoy that gameplay, then I would say go and pick this up. But yeah, $220 is kind of pricey in my opinion for what this ship can currently do. Again, we don't know entirely what the exploration and scanning gameplay is going to look like in the future, but currently in game, the gameplay is not really there, and $220 is a lot of money, so I recommend buying it in game. But it is a cool ship. Then we have the Valkyrie. Valkyrie is another really cool ship. It is a troop transport ship and vehicle transport ship. It has a lot of jump seats inside. It has a lot of turrets. It has two side doors with two-sided guns on them. It has good pilot controlled DPS. It's coming in at $375. Okay, that's not cheap, but this ship does offer a lot of versatility in combat. I think this is a pretty cool ship. Now, some people have kind of asked for a bit of a rework to make the vehicle area a bit larger to accommodate for the Tumble Storm. I think that's kind of reasonable. This ship might need a bit of a rework. It's not gold standard. It's been in the game for some time now. But ultimately I don't think $375 is a bad deal, but it's up to you. Again, this is another ship that you can always buy in game. You can buy this in game for a long time, and money's pretty easy to come by in Star Citizen. If you want to buy it for real money, you're gonna get that 10-year insurance, but it's gonna be a buy in-game recommendation for me. And that is it for Anvil Aerospace. We went through a lot of ships, day 7. I want to say thank you so much to all of you guys who have been supporting the content, commenting down below. You guys have been amazing. I want to be sure to thank you guys in every video that I upload on here. IAE, it is a huge event in the game. CIG's main kind of marketing event, but it's also a great community event for new people to try the game out for free, and try out all these ships for free. And that's the coolest part that I think, is all the ships that we saw today, all the ground vehicles. You can go to the convention hall and you can rent them and try them out for yourselves without spending a single dollar on the game or on the ship. So that's super cool, and I'm glad that CIG does that. But let me know what you guys think down in comments down below. I don't want to take up too much more of you guys' time here, so that's going to be it from me. Like I always say at the end of these videos, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Salut!